लिविंग रिलेशनशिप हमारा कोई कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है।
और उठाई गिरे टाइप के आदमी ऐसा करते हैं जो घर से भी बेकार होते हैं और समाज से भी बेकार होते हैं।
इससे प्राइवेसी की पे खतरा जा रहा है सीधा सीधा।
लेडीज को एक सिक्योरिटी हो जाएगी।
ऐसे रिलेशनशिप से जो बच्चे पैदा होंगे वो भी लेजिटिमेट कंसिडर होंगे।
मतलब लड़का ऑब्लाइज नहीं है कि वो कुछ मतलब मेंटेनेंस क्यों देगा।
On 7th February 2024, state of Uttarakhand became the first state in India to implement the Uniform Civil Code. This happened after the Uttarakhand State Assembly historically passed the Uniform Civil Code Bill, presented by the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami. This Uniform Civil Code will formulate and implement the personal laws of citizens, which will apply equally to all the citizens irrespective of their religion and sex.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, मैं आपकी अनुज्ञा से समान नागरिक संहिता उत्तराखंड विधेयक 2024 को प्रस्थापित करने हेतु सदन की अनुज्ञा चाहता हूँ।
As soon as the UCC was passed by the Uttarakhand State Assembly, it gave birth to multiple opinion-led debates around it. The bill has been divided into 3 parts, out of which Part 3 of the bill has caught most attention. This part precisely talks about the compulsory registration of live-in relationships. Weeks after the bill has been passed, this part of the bill still leaves many of the netizens in confusion.
काइंड ऑफ लीगल कोनोटेशन देना चाहते हैं। बहुत केसेस में ऐसा होता है कि लिव इन में फॉल्स प्रॉमिस ऑफ मैरिज देके लिव इन में आ जाते हैं एंड बाद फिर लड़की के साथ गलत हो जाता है।
एक लड़का है लिविंग में रह रहा है, शादी की प्रॉमिस करके रह रहा है, लेकिन कल को तोड़ देता है, मना कर देता है। सोसाइटी उस चीज़ को बोलती है कि शादी तो करी नहीं, तो क्या लड़की का क्या होगा? फिर लड़की किसको आंसरेबल होगी?
माँ बाप अपने बच्चे को बाहर भेज रहे हैं तो बच्चा बाहर जाके भाई हो सकता है लिव इन में रहे, वो तो उनकी चॉइस है अपनी। इससे प्राइवेसी की पे खतरा जा रहा है सीधा सीधा, तो मेरे हिसाब से तो ये गलत है।
ऐसे रिलेशनशिप से जो बच्चे पैदा होंगे वो भी लेजिटिमेट कंसिडर होंगे, और अगर सेपरेट होते हैं लोग तो उन लोग तो जो फीमेल है या मेल जो भी है उनको वो भी मिलेगा मॉनिटरी जो भी चीज़ है, तो मुझे लगता है अच्छी चीज़ है।
आई डोंट थिंक इट्स राइट। मेंटेनेंस किस बात का, कंसेंट था तो मतलब लड़का ऑब्लाइज नहीं है कि वो कुछ मतलब मेंटेनेंस क्यों देगा। मेरे पास कोई ओपिनियन नहीं। एग्जैक्टली।
लेडीज को एक सिक्योरिटी हो जाएगी। तो इसलिए किया है।
और
दैट्स ओके।
ये भी बोला गया है कि जो 21 साल से कम उम्र के बच्चे अगर लिव इन में आते हैं तो उनको फिर पेरेंट्स का कंसेंट भी दिखाना जरूरी है रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए।
नहीं, उसका तो मुझे नहीं पता। वो मतलब आप जैसे मैरिज एज जो है उसके बाद ही तो लिविंग इन का कोई मायने है, अदरवाइज उससे पहले तो लिव इन का क्या है।
हम अपनी संस्कृति को उठा के देखें तो लिविंग रिलेशनशिप हमारा कोई कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है।
और उठाई गिरे टाइप के आदमी ऐसा करते हैं जो घर से भी बेकार होते हैं और समाज से भी बेकार होते हैं। और अरेंज मैरिज सबसे अच्छी होती है, उसके बाद ही आदमी को लिव में रहना चाहिए।
To understand the compulsory registration of live-in relationships under the UCC, it can be brought down to 3 bullet points. The UCC clearly states the compulsory registration of live-in relationships with a government-appointed registrar. The procedure for the same has been in detail described as well. But in case a couple does not register their relationship with the registrar within a month, they shall be punished with a fine of rupees 10,000 or an imprisonment extending to 3 months or both.
Demanding registration within a month is not a wholly practical solution, and I feel like this provision runs the risk of being left only in a theoretical matrix and runs the risk of being only on the books without actually having any significant practical usage.
The bill also mentions the circumstances under which a relationship will not be eligible to be registered, leaving the registration of same-sex couples' living relationship a matter of debate.
This would not include same-sex couples from my perspective, because the intent of the law has not been to give same-sex couples that tag of domestic union and all of the rights that accompany. So in my opinion, same-sex couples would not be included in the registration herein.
As per the bill, the child born out of the relationship shall be considered legitimate and all the custody rights will be entitled at the time of the termination of the relationship. But with no clear instructions regarding the custody of the child, this raises the questions for the social welfare of the child.
You will treat your live-in female partner as the surrogate mother of your child. That's the scenario that we are talking. There are two scenarios. One, I am the mother of the child and he is the father. Second, I am the surrogate mother of the child and he is the father. In that case, I will not have the custody of the child till the age of 5 of the child. So that's the thing. So things gets complicated with this. Marriage mein things are very clear about it. What if today I say I want to have a live-in partner and also be the surrogate father of my child, and in future I file the case claiming the maintenance for their child because we were in a live-in relationship?
To terminate the relationship, a statement of termination will have to be submitted to the registrar, and at the time of the termination, female partner in the relationship shall be entitled to maintenance. This provision sounds quite similar to those at the time of termination of a marriage, that is, divorce. But does that mean the law will treat the sexual offences as same as it does in case of a married couple?
India, we don't have marital rape as of now. It's a matter of discussion, it's a matter of debate, but we don't have a law on the same. It is believed that when two people are married, there can no rape can happen in such scenarios. So, but in live-in relationship, I'm not sure about the sexual offences because it is not clear. Clearly, marital rape is not there, but there is no marriage, so rape will be there or not there because she somehow consented to it. But what about the times when her consent is not involved or he is forcing himself upon her? The sexual offences part is not very clear.
In such a scenario, it becomes important for us to understand the intent of the government behind implementing such laws under the umbrella term of UCC. This intent as of now is not clear for sure. A report for Mojo Story by Harshit Sharma.